Hello, 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 and welcome to this Final Boss Fight live stream of D&D. My name is John, and I am joined by Obsolete Goat.
Hello, I will be using the wheelchair rules from Mustang Art. Thank you again, Mustang Art, for letting us use them.
I'm here with Ben, the quest giver.
Hello, tonight I will be playing as myself. Sergeant yeah, that's it.
We are here with Angel. Cool. And we are here with the Rogue Trader Enthusiast.
Wicka wow, wild water deep.
Oh, cool. Glad we came to you last.
It would have been interesting to see how long we could carry that on. I don't think it would have gone on too long, but still.
Now, context for anyone watching, we talked a lot about Wild Wild West before this. It wasn't just random off the cuff nonsense.
Now, Ben.
Yes.
I set you some homework. Have you finished the homework? I should have possibly checked this with you before we went live.
Right. I have a bit of a background.
I'm just going to lean back for a moment.
Before I start doing it. So I've gone back a little bit. Try and catch up. And I'm sure people probably want to jump in as character, and please do, but I will carry on afterwards.
Just for anybody playing along at home, is doing this recap because the previous episode didn't make it to podcasts or video on YouTube. So over to for a dramatic reading.
Going back just a little bit, we have been going through a dungeon that happens to be underneath the yawning portal. Well, we came across a bugbear where we found and we decided that would help them take them home. And we found that as we were taking them home, we came into this room with an evil chair and other big bad things, but we killed them. But the evil chair was traumatic because it was told the truth all the time, and that was very good. Anyway, found another worse evil from my past, terrible, fine things. You'll never want to see it again, even more traumatic. I tried to take it down alone to defend my friends. My friends came along and defeated it instead to defend me. But apparently I nearly went too far. My friends saved me from killing them and becoming the monster which they tried to create. Big story, come back to it later. Anyway, very complicated feelings for everyone after that, and Wall lost their chair. But they won't let me carry Wall, I don't know why. But so Basin is now carrying Wall, and I think Wall's afraid of me now. Anyway, I kept the bullet that he shot into me, and, sad times. Carrying on. Well, running through tunnels and following our bugbear friend back to their home, it all got very, very quiet. Then we found the other bugbears, and they were friendly. And told we need to register before we could meet the special bugbear. So we followed more bugbears to go and register, found a goblin who had a lot of questions for me. Always nice to meet a fan. Then we went to go and see the boss bugbear. And I know what you're thinking, not me, I'm not the boss bugbear, there are other boss bugbears out there, this one being the boss of the bugbears. And we told them all about our exploits. And they hate the drow, so you can trust them. Now, we said that we would help them find a sightseeing dagger, and found out that the boss bugbear is blind. But we told them not to tell anyone, so you've got to promise not to tell anyone as well. Now, at that point, we realized that Toya's run off again, and Toya went off exploring. Started hearing voices in their head, not a good sign, and apparently there's someone in a room asking for Toya to visit them. Well, back to us. So I saw that the bugbear, the boss bugbear, had a special ring on his finger around his neck, and it belonged to someone that we were supposed to find. So we convinced them to give us the ring and to stop others from coming down to kill them. But they decided to keep the finger as a necklace. I'm guessing they thought it looked pretty. Anyway, I put the ring on for safety, and we were offered a nice rest. But apparently we weren't allowed to take a rest because we needed to go back to topside. Or at least that's what the others were saying, I don't know. But we promised to come back with the dagger. Or at least that's what they said, I don't know. Personally, I think we should have stayed, but I was tired. Then we went hunting for Toya. Now, we got told that, as well as that, apparently Xanathar's men were near us, and that was a bad thing. And so we had to go and find Toya, and we used T to find Toya quicker. Now, I need to remember that for the future. Very handy. Anyway, we found Toya. Well, Toya found us, and then they went off somewhere else. And we then get told as well that there are big brain-eating things that control you and might be around here. Maybe they're the Xanathar's men. I don't know. Toya found us again and told us about a person that was... Then told us about a person that was in their head called Ulakashish, Exashish, Ulkashi, Ukulfish, Unshek. But apparently that might be a wrong pronunciation, and they are an emissary. Now, heard voices in my head which told me I was going in the wrong direction. That was rather weird. But anyway, we carried on running through more tunnels, talking about evil and what evil really is. And then we came to a big room with big mushrooms, but we got past them quite nicely. And then we entered Skullport.
And now you're entering Skullport.
Yay! We're now entering Skullport.
I love the in-character recaps.
That was a beautiful recap. And we all love you for it.
Hello, Jeff's just coming to chat. I'm so glad I came for the recap.
That's all he's here for. He's going to go away again now.
He's gonna leave now.
Well, he doesn't need to watch the program anymore. He just comes in for the recap next time.
Oh. Bye, Jeff.
No, wait, stay! Please! Stay.
The rest of us are entertaining too.
Honest.
Anyway, you take a long and winding passageway that leads down and down, and then flattens out and just sort of leads onwards, and eventually opens out into a large underground cavern. And there are buildings, rows and rows and rows of buildings in this cavern. And as you sort of look up, you can see walkways suspended in the air. And this is a cavern that is very tall. How tall is it, I hear you ask? I'll tell you when I find...
How tall is it?
I'll tell you when I find the notes on it.
How many basins is it?
Many.
Divide it by 7 feet.
It is.
Ew.
That was still my favourite question of answering that last one. Right, what's your height? Bigger than you. No, shorter than Thason.
I am 7'1" in character.
It is
I
90
wish I was
feet
7'1"
tall.
90 feet, okay.
That is just under 13 basins. Or just over 13 basins.
It is 90 feet tall, and those of you that can any of you see 90 feet in the darkness?
I cannot.
Oh God! Hold on, let me check.
I think most of you would have 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, I think the only person who... Oh, no, because they're a half-drow.
Nefira might be able to see that far if he's got the right warlock things.
Yes.
I definitely can't.
Where would I find that?
It would be...
I don't think tabaxis actually have dark vision for some weird reason.
Tabaxis do have dark vision.
No, we
Oh,
do.
they do have
But
dark vision.
it's 60 feet.
60
Yeah.
feet, yeah.
So from where you currently are, the cave disappears into darkness, and you can see the odd sort of light sources moving through the cave. You can see on the buildings in this general area, as you're entering into Skullport, all of them are looking a little bit run down and deteriorated. They're not well looked after. And you can see, like, there would be torches, like sconces on some of the walls, but they have rusted and aren't supporting torches anymore. And so you suspect the people of the city either rely on carrying their own lanterns or torches, or rely on their ability to see in the dark without it. On this level, the very ground floor of the cave, you can see sort of the buildings have a weird maze-like fill to them. Like they do seem to almost either intentionally or unintentionally, they're built on top of each other and sort of feel like they are designed to get people who don't know where they're going lost as they wander here. And you can see upwards, and you can see you can make out one sort of strange catwalk level slightly higher up, and then just in the distance beyond that you can see another set of catwalks, maybe just at the very edge of your vision, that you suspect there are ways to get higher up in this town and explore other levels. I'm going to unpause the game, and let's go to the map screen, because I think the map looks interesting from what you guys can see.
Yeah, I'd say so.
What would you guys like to do?
Chase the light, chase the light, chase the light, chase the light, chase the light.
Okay.
Shiny
Can
light,
we-
shiny light, shiny light,
Oh,
shiny
there's a-
light, shiny light.
Can we hear anything? I mean, if there's anybody in it.
You can see people, like, there are people moving.
Meow.
That was odd. So I got something flag up on my screen saying Ben is not allowed to do something with tokens. And it's like, what?
I think Ben
good.
is allowed to do things with tokens.
I haven't even
That
touched
wasn't
anything
me
and that
then.
happened. It's like, what happened?
The same thing popped up for me, and I thought that the game was yelling at me because Toya is chasing lights.
I'm glad somebody is.
Can we hear anything in the distance? Apart from the meow, meow.
From where you are at the moment, you can hear very easily the sounds of a smith, a blacksmith, in this large square building here. This is a 4-story tall building, and you can hear the sounds of a smith at work.
Does it sound like it's on the ground floor?
Possibly over multiple floors.
Ooh. Yeah, there it is again.
Yeah.
Nice permission to update token. Bloody-da-da-da-da.
Ignore it.
To
In
parent
parent
scene.
scene.
And again, and again.
Ignore it.
Oh,
I
me
would,
and
but
Jason
it's
as
literally
well.
filling up my screen.
Meow. Meow.
Kind of hard to ignore things when it's literally filling the screen up.
Catch the light. Meow. Catch the
Just trying to
light.
keep up with Toya in case Toya decides to run away again.
Catch the light. Meow. Catch the light. Meow. Catch the light. Meow.
Right.
Sarah,
Is there an entrance to
can
this?
you put a leash on your girlfriend?
That's never been wise in the past.
Catch the light. Meow.
Catch the light, catch the
Hold
light.
still, hold still, it's right there on your ear. It's right there on your ear. Meow.
I take some of my spare clothes, tear off about so much, and just go to tie it blindfold over Toya.
Okay.
It got dark.
What is what?
It's like, well done, you caught the light. Just tie them up. Nice and tight. There we go. Caught the light. Well done, Toya. Just whisper back over the shoulder. Maybe this means they won't go running off again.
I think the phone's going.
A good trick.
No, that's
I think it works.
intense
There we go.
pairing.
Oh, hang on. Now Toya's blind. I pick Toya up and start walking with them arms outstretched. Okay, here we go.
How are we still alive?
Sheer spit and luck at this point, I think.
Right.
So, okay, what is the light thing that Toy is chasing? Is it literally just the light of torches?
There are torchlights,
No.
yes.
Okay.
No,
So you,
John said there were little light things.
oh, what, like motes of light? Like,
Like
dust
dancing
in the light?
Yeah. Or did I misunderstand what he was
No,
talking
there are like torchlight of people on other levels sort of walking around. They look like torches or lanterns bobbing in the distance.
My dumbass thought you meant something like fireflies.
I was getting very confused as to what you were trying to catch, to be fair. You didn't take a hit on the head while we were going through the last passageway, did you?
No, player's just an absolute retard. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you mean by your players or what now, but yeah. I think we need. Can someone heal Toya? They're seeing and hearing things again.
Okay, no, we'll just
I don't
say
have that spell.
We'll just say that Toya saw a bug. She was chasing a bug. It's a cave system. It's probably full of bugs.
Probably are bugs.
We have come across a few spiders.
So we'll just say that she was chasing a bug.
Okay. Take the blindfold off again.
So you mentioned a blacksmith?
Yes, this
Oh,
this large square building here appears, well, from the sounds of it from outside, inside it sounds like a blacksmith.
I was looking for the door on that side of things. I didn't think there was one around that side.
Well, what can you see? I can't see very far with these goggles.
Oh wait, did
There's
I?
a goblin sneezing next to me. Wall's gonna have a bit of a look round. What can I
does you-
see, John? Or smell, I guess. Sniff, sniff.
Ah, well, 1 second. Let me turn on someone's dark vision again.
My god,
Thank
my
you.
HP is so low.
I mean, I'm glad it's so well lit in here. Giving me the world of good compared to normal.
We'll say that there is a door on this side of the building,
Okay. Right.
And-
That's where I'm looking then.
and a sign over it reads Thaglar's Foundry.
Ooh. I found the blacksmith.
Call the locksmith.
No, it's the black. It's the smithy. He forges stuff. Maybe this one's who makes forgeries. Is that what that means?
Let's just see if he can. If he knows anyone who can make Wall a new chair.
I'd prefer to make my own. I always get my lumbar wrong. If we could just
Maybe.
find a studio for me to rent for a couple days.
Maybe they will. Just go straight in. Hello.
You go inside. The ground floor is sort of a typical blacksmith shop. It's got all of the metal works, like the armor, the weapons, the twisted door numbers. Lots of things made in dark steel and dark iron in very dark colors. And a small grey dwarven figure with a white beard stands at the back of the shop behind a counter with a wide assortment of very sharp weapons behind the counter, sort of the things that are not available for the putting out the front behind him.
I suddenly don't trust this dwarf as the music has gotten really intense.
Yes.
Do you have a studio to rent? I think that's what they wanted.
What
My
would
friend
you...
wants.
I think I stoop in, like just dropping down so Wall's head doesn't crack into the door frame.
Yeah. My friend wishes to build something.
It's probably like just like half a centimeter from completely smacking Wall's nose into the door frame, just from like trying to do judgments.
And they're very good, so you don't need to worry about anything going wrong, but they'd like a space to do that. We were going to ask whether you were capable of making a chair, but they'd like to do it themselves.
I mean, if you have one on hand.
We're just gonna like look at you like, huh?
The dwarven figure looks at you very confused. So you want a space to work in?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like try and like scoot round. I
I just
like
turn around so Wall's facing him.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, if you have like some workspace or know anyone who has like some kind of things to pauses for a bit. I've got a workshop up top, but it's quite a long journey. So I'm just wondering if you have access to a small kiln or some like workspace and wood and things, and give you some gold for the time and space.
And what do you want to work on?
Well, I need to get a new chair. My old one kind of went to blammo, so I need space to work with like metal and wheels. Yeah, there was some black powder in it.
I will go and have a word with Faglar. Please feel free to have a look round, but wait here.
Thanks.
I will go and take a look at their hammer selection if they have one.
They do have a hammer selection.
I think I will join in just generally looking for weapons.
Okay.
And there will just be like the joke of, what? My sword isn't good enough for you?
It's good and all, but it shines. And to be fair, I'm not...
That is why I bought it.
I'm not too comfortable with the concept of slicing. I only just got into this whole idea of actually helping with these fights, and I don't really feel like a slicer. I feel more like I need to... it's flat damage, like a fist but made of steel.
That's called a gauntlet.
Well, maybe I'll get one of those as well. But I think if a hammer kind of does the... I mean, these ones are looking a bit small on the head. I want something which is like my fist, but bigger on a stick. That feels like a better weapon for me.
That's a smithing hammer, that's why.
Awesome!
You do notice that in the corner, they have a mace that does have the shape of a fist.
Well, you see that? That looks more like something that I should be using. It won't cut, but it will hit.
If you wanted, I could make a cast of your hand and you could get your own fist and, do it with your own hand.
I could fist people with my own hand on a stick.
If you want to word it like that, sure.
I like it.
Zara just kind of looks over and then just sort of shakes her head and goes back to just looking at the knives.
Mind you, the other side of things, I know I need to get an enchanty weapon, because they do better down here, don't they? I've come to realise that.
They're useful.
Yeah. I think that's the other reason, as I've sort of pulled out that moonblaze, I think that's the other reason why this one don't quite work for me. I think it's because it's not made for Cutty. I'm not made for Cutty, so Cutty's not made for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
No.
I think I get that.
I get that.
So yeah, it's a good weapon, and until I get a one more suited to me, I think I'm gonna I'll keep using it, but I need something that's more me.
I mean, I just wish that, like, and they just sort of, like, pat scale edge. I wish this one glowed, because that's why I bought that. But, like, the alternative is if I could get even bigger.
Have you tried
I could chew wielding.
Ooh.
Like, and he sort of, like, takes the Moonstone Greatsword and just sort of poses, and really is struggling to do this, because it's 2 bloody Greatswords.
Oh,
maybe
they're
7 foot
giant.
long,
It's yeah.
Just imagine this coming at you.
I feel that if I was able to maintain enlarge reduce longer, we could probably do that. But it seems like quite a high level spell.
I mean, to be fair, you've got the right length in my mind. You've got a nice long sword. It looks brilliant. It just looks like it needs a big chunk of metal on the end, and I'd be happy. Or maybe not necessarily metal. It could be rock. It could be anything. A barrel would be amazing if I could get a steel barrel and fill that up as well as we go.
What would you feel it will?
A dream. Oh, ale, whiskey, anything along those. I would whiskey would be a good one, or any spirit would be brilliant. Because then, if it's of a high enough proof, I know that they can go boom or create fire.
Well, you could just carry gunpowder.
Well, yeah, but you can't consume gunpowder, so it's not as useful.
I think you can't you?
Well, I can. I don't know whether you could, but...
Wait, are you eating gunpowder?
No.
Perfect.
Somehow I'm not convinced.
Could you guys roll me a perception check at this point?
Can I use my nose to roll the perception check?
No.
You're going to have to tell us that one. I have no idea.
I have a feeling I know what you're asking us to perceive. And that's not. Ooh, is that a new marker for Nefira?
That is a new marker for Nefira.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very purple.
That is really cool.
Sorry, I'm just really... I was
Perception.
recently using brand new dice from the D&D movie. The little freebie which went around.
The Themba Child.
Oh, dear.
Nice.
Yeah, and the animation and the sound effects which come with it is like, yeah, I can see.
And you can see. You look round and see the dwarf that went upstairs, the grey dwarf with the white beard that went upstairs, is now leading another dwarf back down the stairs, and this is a slightly older looking dwarven figure, still with the same sort of very grey skin tone, long white beard, a scar sort of bisecting one half of his face through one eye and down to the lip. And you notice that nobody else does. He's sort of got coiled up on the belt a whip.
Oh, wow.
And he sort of comes down and he looks at you. Looks at you all.
Got to say, I love that whip. Oh, it puts and I pull out my little ropey doopy thingy that I had. It puts this one to shame. I don't know if you remember that one, John. The very specially made it to tie people up from a distance and all that. Puts this to shame. That's beautiful.
It does the job.
I bet it does. What job?
Motivation.
Ooh, I can see why.
Now, and he looks around.
Roll insight.
Yeah, you can roll insight, yeah.
That's 11. I'm not doing great today at rolls, but at least that's over a 10. It's a dwarf in Skullport with a whip, I do not immediately trust this person.
Seems fine. Oh no, wait. No, you pick up on the undertones of what he's throwing down. You probably don't want to need to be motivated by him. He
What are you wanting motivated?
Sometimes the workforce, it can get a little lax. Just needs a bit of.
Hang on a sec. Sorry, I need to make a wisdom check for myself. See whether I actually figure out what on earth that means now, considering my past. Yep, that coming in.
Oh, yep. Yep, you put 2 and 2 together and you get 4.
Wait, when did it add to 4?
So, do you have any magic bludgeoning hammers?
I don't think
That my
we want
friend
to
here
be
could use.
here. We don't need it from him. We don't need it all.
You wanted to.
I don't know, this lovely gentleman was going to rent us a studio to repair Wool's wheelchair.
You wanted a
don't think of that.
space.
We're just trying to sort of whisper into, we don't want the help from this.
We can go to another shop if so.
This... Not... There are more than a drow. There are more than a drow. I know that. I didn't think I would meet another so soon.
I'm gonna pat face and shoulder and be like, no, I think we should look elsewhere.
I'm basically just going to be walking out the door now. Still very conflicted from the last time. Does not need to try and make more conflicts at the moment. Pretty much hits the wall the moment he leaves.
Sorry for taking up your time. And I think Vason quietly, sort of waiting for cues from Wall for when he's about to hit Wall's face into a wall, backs out backwards and drops down so Wall and himself don't clock the door frame.
I'm not sorry for wasting your time. You sound like a major raging dick. Bye!
If we want to look for a studio, I'm happy to, take some painkillers and grab my clutches and have a walk around. That might be easy. I know you guys don't really know much about trading and you have jobs to do.
Let's find a tavern.
Or we could find a tavern.
Find somewhere to
You need to find
stay
a good-
and unwind.
We need a good central point. You always have a central point to come back to, especially if we're going to separate. Just don't get caught by that thing. We don't need anyone stuck in forces. Just start walking in one direction.
You just want me to kill him for you?
This is, as much as, bad people suck, blah, blah, blah. This is a town and they probably have laws here. And, yeah.
Really?
I don't want to...
This is an underground place called Skullport. I feel like death is something they're used to.
Like you've told me, we have to be better than them.
Wait,
There are
what did I-
ways that they can too and find better ways. We have to be better than them. I have to be better than them, otherwise I will become that finger which...
There's just sort of like a pat on the shoulder from on shoulder, and it's like. Plus, Toya, I suppose
Yeah.
we probably could take the entire town guard on in a fight. I'm too tired.
Fair. Okay.
That's-
Fine.
I have to have one faith and belief in the Divines. Why did I have to believe in the Divines in this frame? One day, they will see their ways taught by those next on.
Are there any
The gods
signs?
are there for a reason. I'm just walking now. I don't know whether I need to start walking now.
Yeah. Are there any signs indicating like tavern this way?
Roll me a perception check.
Yep, if you're not gonna let me kill anything, you're gonna buy me some booze, okay?
Sure.
I literally hand you the bottle of whiskey I'm carrying.
That is a 10.
You don't see any signs at this point.
John, I've been here before. Can I roll?
Yes.
Is that a perception?
Perception, or I'll say survival, if that's higher.
Nah, perception's better for me.
Okay.
am proficient.
Through a combination of just sort of looking around and working out roughly where you are compared to where you've been before on visits, you would know that there is a tavern in this direction.
Okay. Do I also, having been down here before, know if there'd be a good space for me to rent a studio?
Let me have a quick look at the thing of what's here.
Where we get told, yeah, it's back there where you're...
I mean, yeah, one of the places would be a space at Thaglar's. They are ideally they are the blacksmith of the area, but obviously not necessarily the nicest people.
When you start catching up, I'm literally just sniffing the air, trying to figure out where food is.
Plus, they may
Maybe
not be
that's
a
the best
huge
way to
fan
go.
that did technically hate crime them.
Yeah. Wall will be like, there's a goodish tavern like round the corner to the...
When did I hate crime them?
By referring to them as them. Or their kind.
Well, not... I didn't mean that as in the dwarves, I meant as in true monsters. As in, like, the drow is the same as that particular person.
Wall's gonna point to the wait, is it left or right? To the west of where the guy is. Like, there's a tavern that way. We can
Southwest, or do we need to double back?
Over here, right.
this way. I think John, it was this one, right?
This way.
Oh, this way, not that building.
This
Oh,
building.
of course, we found an alleyway.
There is an alleyway.
This is definitely
Yeah.
safe.
It's fine. If you don't trust us being around us, we'll be fine. Got nothing to worry about.
I'm assuming the rest of them are trailing behind us.
I'm assuming the same, and I'm just going to move them over here.
They
That
beat
makes
us
the
there.
most sense.
Okay, you can stop there, Toya.
I have
Wait,
money,
how are-
I want booze.
How
You
have I
have
managed to
booze, you have a
separate
bottle of
tokens?
whiskey in your hand.
Oh, dude, this is empty already.
You get to sort of a square in the town, and there is a well. And to the south of the square is a large building with a sign on the front that is clearly a tavern sign. The Guts and Garters.
I remember this place had like kind of okay. It was kind of okay.
This town is really unpleasant.
Yeah.
Like, is this really their only... Like, there's one well.
It is literally called Skullport. I don't know why anybody is surprised.
Toya, this building in front of you has a sign out the front that reads the Feathered Rat.
Ooh. Ooh. What's a feathered rat?
If you guys want, Wall's gonna put himself out off face the backpack thing, grab his crutches, and it's like, I'm gonna double back, try and find a studio. I will send the crab with where I am. You guys have like a meal. I'm gonna try and sort myself out.
You gonna be safe?
I'm be fine. I've been here before.
Yes, but with all the things you've been saying, it doesn't sound good. As you're walking away, I noticed.
As the Racer does sort of just quickly chase up behind while I can't remember if I know this in character. But whispers, "Are you going to make your delivery?"
I didn't actually occur to me. I'm going to try and get my chair fixed first, and then I'll try and get it delivered.
Don't do that alone.
Yeah, I won't do the delivery alone. They'll probably break my kneecaps. I already can't use my legs. But you guys do your deliveries, and then we'll meet up again. I'll send the crab with directions.
Yeah, I dropped like 5 lay on hands just as a sort of painkiller.
Like, cool, thanks. I needed that. I'm gonna limp off. Hobble, I guess.
Toya, could you roll me a perception check as you look in through the dusted up windows of the feathered rat?
Sure.
So much purring tonight.
You see through the window, it very dark interior. It's very difficult to see through the window. There's a lot of build-up of dust on it that's doesn't look like it's been cleaned recently. You can see a lot of small cages inside with an assortment of small animals in them.
What on earth is going on in there? Well, never know unless you ask.
Pet shop.
Hello? Are you open?
There is a cacophony. As you open the door and shout inside, there is a cacophonous sound of squeaking, chittering, hissing cat sounds, flapping as various flying creatures are suddenly like around their cages. In the back of the room, there's sort of a splash and a deep as some sort of giant toad just sort of jumps off of a perch it was on and splashes down and starts going for a swim. You can see in one corner a cage. Suddenly the giant insect inside starts flapping its wings, and you can see the light inside the cage starts to glow brighter.
Oh, cool.
And a quite old-looking half-elf woman from the back of the shop. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. My name is Elvira. Who are you?
I'm Toya.
I've not seen you down here before.
Yeah, no. I'm a tourist.
Ah. We don't get many tourists in Skullport, but welcome to the Feathered Rat.
Thanks. What do you sell? I mean, obviously you're selling animals, but, like, why?
Oh, we're a pet shop.
Oh, cool.
Can I interest you in any pets?
You wouldn't happen to have any talking chickens, would you?
I'm afraid we don't have anything that talks. That wouldn't be right to put a talking thing in a cage, really, would it?
It doesn't stop a lot of people. I figured I'd ask.
Yes, well, we don't really go in for talking things here. You might be interested if you're looking for something that talks. I think Olive at the Dead Man's Corner. I don't know if they talk. Those might be worth asking.
The Dead Man's Corner?
Yes, it used to be it's in one of the corners of the old slave market. It's one of the only things still open there since they outlawed the slave trade.
Oh, that's good. Slavery sucks.
Yes.
Wait, slavery's illegal down here?
Slavery is illegal in a lot of places voiced from outside.
I was going to say,
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
I had heard that. Would be going somewhere now.
I was gonna say, yeah. There's a with Toya actually going in, Mason would have followed in behind.
Okay.
Very much shrugging and sighing because Toya's gone off and done a Toya, but
I mean, generally, yes. The slave trade is illegal.
Good. That's fantastic. Very forward thinking. I applaud. And that sounded really condescending, but I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Would you like a pet, dearie?
Sure. What have you got?
Well,
Zara's like 90% of Toya's self-control. No one's in here telling her no.
I just waited for that whole side of it. Would you like a pet? And just reaches over and just smells.
there. Well,
Would you like to get in a cage?
for you, we have a cat.
I think you might not know too much about the tabaxi.
Or a rat.
See, I don't need any lunch. We're going to the tavern.
Or
Oh, wait.
a bat.
That's not good, but actually, do you
I've
have
run out of
any-
everything that rhymes now.
That's okay. Do you have any birds that can, like, go and flap ahead in a cave and take a look and then come back and give, like, a warning if it saw anything super dangerous?
that sounds like a bat.
I can sell you a bat. It's not a bird, but it does fly. It might not tell you what's coming up because it's a bat.
Well, no.
But if
I mean,
something
like,
dangerous is ahead, they might target the bat. And then you'd know because the bat wouldn't come back.
That would be sad, though, if I wanted it as a pet, you know?
That would be
Like-
sad. I wouldn't recommend doing it.
No, see, I was kind of thinking, like, okay, so, I mean, I know you've got a bat. But,
Yes.
like, I'm not expecting it to talk, but you know how, like, you can get, like, dogs and stuff who will go and they'll sniff around and then, like, tell you if there's something dangerous because of how they, like, bark or point or something? Do you have anything like that?
We don't have any dogs, but I do have something about that size. And she goes over and pulls out a very large cage and puts it on the counter.
Ooh.
It's a giant rat. And you see inside a giant rat.
It's an ROUS.
It is indeed.
Is it friendly? Or is it going to try and bite my finger off?
That's difficult to say. Try and give it a stroke. Be ready.
Oh my god, you're so precious.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh my god.
And oh god, hold on. Animal. Oh, I'm fucked.
17.
You
Oh my god.
You scritch the rat behind the ears, and the dog-sized rat just sort of looks round at you and happily accepts the... Why is that so low? 1 second, let me move that.
I've been blessed.
And that needs to be bigger.
Whilst Toya's brain is short-circuiting.
It's so
Do-
cute.
Do you have anything draconic?
I have this. And she pulls out a small box and puts it down, and it's a lot smaller than the cage with the giant rat in it. And inside you just see a small, like, bearded dragon lizard thing.
Oh my god, adorable.
And
Are bearded dragons in the Forgotten Realms draconic, or are they just lizards?
they're just lizards.
Are they just like the Australian bearded dragons, just fat lizards?
Yeah, they're just lizards.
Fuck yes.
It's just a lizard.
Chunky boys.
Start looking in the windows, taking a bit of time.
Yes. pretty. Is it a boy or a girl? You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna call you Fluffy, and I need to get you a bow. Do you have any bows?
Yes!
Wonderful. Can I have a bow for her, please?
For the bow and the giant rat, that is 10 silver.
Here you go.
For the lizard, it's 5 copper.
Can you break a gold? I only have 4 copper.
I have
Fine.
one here. You can have it.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Please feel free to mark those off of your character sheets.
I'm gonna call you Fluffy, and I'm gonna love you. You need to come and meet your other mummy.
What are you doing in here?
I got a pet.
But you are a pet.
Yeah, I think Visa takes the little bearded dragon and just plops it on his shoulder, so it's full on. When he walks out, it looks at
Did you
And then-
get a child?
What color is this bearded dragon?
Sort of a deep green.
Ooh, that's an exotic color for a bearded dragon.
I definitely know what colour they are.
They're normally brown. Like
It's
light
a-
brown.
It's a brown.
Vason sort of like reaches from one of his fronds and sort of compares the color.
Zara, look at the new baby.
I don't know whether you changed colour. I mean, I started off blonde.
No, not really.
Oh,
Also, I'm a dragonborn. That's a bearded dragon. I need to figure out a name.
but you were born from a dragon, so surely you'd start off in a... And trying to justify in his own head and with his hands out and...
Okay, let's get a beer, and then I will explain to you how dragonborn are laid.
Well, you know, that sounds more like a private sort of thing that you should do with your other partner.
Zara, look at the baby. I've called her Fluffy, and you're her mummy, and she's got a bow, and she's such a good girl.
Zara looks for about 5 seconds. Oh, God. And then just goes in and starts petting the rat.
Oh, see, she likes you. See, I always told you that we shouldn't get a dog. Rats are better. Now, I'll admit, I wasn't initially thinking of a rat, but it's definitely better than a dog. Yes, you are. And look at how big she is. I mean, how can you say no to that cute twitchy nose?
Where's my giant rat token? There it is. There's your giant rat.
Yay!
Vason sort of like scoops the little bearded rat off his shoulder after like bite off of have a little snip at and just looks at him in the eye or her after quickly checking. Please tell me you will be more reasonable conversation.
It doesn't say anything and licks its own eyes.
He just gently holds it to his chest and then puts it back in the box. Carries the box.
Good
But
girl.
why are you getting these little things then? If,
Because
Are they
Fluffy is
prison?
precious and clearly needs someone to love her. And she's not in a cage anymore, so I mean, it's not a bad thing.
I'm homesick?
they could help
Zara?
with that.
Zara always said she wanted a pet, though, I mean, admittedly, she did say she wanted a dog, but Fluffy will be like a dog.
What else can they help with?
Well, hopefully, Fluffy is a rat, and rats are actually quite intelligent, so hopefully Fluffy will be able to warn us if we come across anything that we can't see in the big caves, you know?
Oh, so it's not all psychological.
No!
I was starting to think that maybe they were... No, they couldn't do that.
No, rats are actually can be really good scouters. They need a bit of training. But this big girl, I bet she'll figure it out real quick.
And the lizard?
It's a lizard. It's badass. Are you telling me that this is not good enough?
It's a bearded dragon. It's cute.
And it helps psychologically. Brainy. It helps Brainy, right?
Yes.
That too.
And I sort of go in and... I also need a brainy animal.
I'll go get us a table. I think Mason just sort of goes in, sort of like looking at Nefira to sort of gesture to follow behind, and just goes into the tavern whilst gets a pet.
This woman is making the best sales day she's ever had.
It's going well for her, yeah.
She's like, we need more tourists.
Tourists buying pets is very bad. I'm just saying for the record.
Don't buy a pet when you're on holiday.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been told that you've been helping my friends out psychologically.
I've been selling pets.
Right.
Would you like a toad?
Not really.
The answer is
They kind of look slimy. I'm very, very... I don't... We've come across a few slimy things. I don't really like the way they feel.
How about
But they're so round.
a sturge?
Love
That
sturgeon.
is sort of... Is that alive? It looks a bit skinny. Is it lost its feathers?
Oh god, it's one of those.
It's an insect.
I think we made the meat bomb.
Right. I'm just
How
getting
about-
flashbacks of spiders?
A bat. Or we have spiders.
I'm gonna leave now, and I just said thank you anyway. But no. Just literally runs straight out. No.
Goodbye. Come again soon.
I think they're affiliated with the Drow.
What makes you say that?
They have spiders.
It's a cave. There are going to be spiders. Not every spider is related to the drow. That's
But they
racist.
were the size of hands.
Yeah, but they weren't giant half-people spiders, were they?
No, they weren't that.
There you go.
They-
That was very racist. You should apologize.
But they have I'm not going back there. There's spiders in there.
You don't have to go back, but you can call in from the door. I'm sorry for being racist against you spiders.
But they're spiders. They don't understand.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry I'm racist against you spiders.
Good boy.
The next day, there's just the spider web just reads apology accepted.
Aw.
What nobody
Never
knows is that
go to sleep again.
what nobody knows is that that spider was actually a female, and she'd fallen in love with him at first sight, and her name is Charlotte.
No. I'm not having the spider following me around for the rest of this.
Meanwhile, whoa,
Okay. Hello.
are you going back to Thalgar's?
He is going to go back to Thalgar's.
Okay.
Knock knock.
The same somewhat older, more senior Duragar comes down and... Are you here to waste my time again and leave the instant I get here?
No. I'm sorry. My friend's just a bit on edge. I don't have a ton of gold, but if you have any space I could rent, I'd really appreciate it.
I can shut down a small bit of the foundry for you. You'll have to pay for what you would have, what we would have earned from it, but I'm sure you can afford that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just the way that he's like, yeah, sure, I can afford that.
Yeah, I have 6 gold to my name right now.
I
Oh,
have
dear.
a lot, so like, Toya's like, if you need me to sub you, I've got like 16 platinum and over 300 gold, so
No.
like, let me know.
He leads you up 2 flights of stairs.
Hobble up the stairs.
He doesn't slow to match your hobble.
Wow, what a dick.
Yeah, he's not a nice person. I don't know if that's come across yet, in that he whips the people who work for him.
You know, it was kind of discreet before, but jeez.
I mean, some people are into that.
I know, right?
They do get paid. Like, just to be clear here, they aren't. They are working for a living. They aren't indentured, or they just get whipped if they don't work fast enough.
So it is a kink thing then. Okay.
Yeah, someone would pay for that. Whip me if I don't make swords fast enough, mummy.
He leads you to a small side room of the foundry where there is a workspace that you can utilize to make the chair, and it's going to take you a couple of hours to rebuild the chair.
Yep.
But you get to work, and time passes, and eventually you have a chair again.
Awesome.
Shall we go back to the others and see how things go in the tavern while you are doing your chair making?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. Meanwhile, back over in the guts and garters, you enter the inn, and there is a tiefling behind the bar. Yes.
We want booze.
Yeah, essentially that and rooms, if you've got them.
Rooms is 5 gold per day.
Per day. That's great.
And we can sell some of the local ale. One second, I need to look at the prices for the thing. Where is it? One of these.
He doesn't know his own prices? Seems kind of sketchy.
Just notice the pair of feet sticking out the end of the bar.
Yeah, I know, right?
Goat's Head Ale is 4 silver a flagon.
So what, 20 of those, because that's 2 each, plus the rooms. How many fit in a room?
Probably 2. 3 if you want to get very comfortable.
Depends on how many need to use the bed.
So that's 4 rooms, 8 flagons. So that would come to 16 on top. So 1.6 on top of 20. So, yeah, Vason gets out the 22 gold and just doesn't bother picking up change.
Okay. This way. And he just shows you to he shows you to some rooms. the windows are so coated in grime that you can't see out.
Prestidigitation.
You can suddenly see out. There's not a lot to look at.
People definitely don't move here for the view, do they?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, if you put some real elbow grease in, like, surely like a cave city would look gorgeous, because that's what dwarves live in, right? And he sort of turns to almost unconsciously to where Wall would normally be, and it's just like, oh, Nefira?
To be fair, it looks quite nice for a goblin side of things.
Nefira confirms that that is what dwarves tend to live in. He shows you to the rooms and says that he'll be along shortly with the flagons of goat's head ale.
Wait, we're not drinking in the bar?
I was going to say, we can drink those in the main room.
Fine. Here are the rooms. Here are your keys.
Mason just does the work to sort of like distribute them.
Head to the common room when you are ready.
Thank you.
This guy like a teenager? He just sounds so fed up with life.
Living here, I can understand.
I think we should offer to take him to the surface with us?
I have work here.
You've been listening
Yeah.
the whole time?
Because
You
you
didn't
definitely
notice.
sound like it's worth staying here. And it's not like you can't get work on the surface.
I have fulfilling work here.
Yeah,
Are
that's-
you sure?
Let's not pass judgment on the bartender's life choices. He
I'm not
handled the
passing
booze.
I'm not passing judgment. I'm just concerned for like the fact that this guy sounds like he's gonna die in the next 10 minutes.
We could take you up there, up there where there's so much room, babies burp and flowers bloom.
No, thank you.
Oh,
You have like way better chances of getting laid up there though.
I get enough action down here, thank you.
really? Can you give me some directions?
Toya's totally not completely drunk off of the stuff that he gave her. So like,
Yeah, Mason's gonna hand out the keys. He's gonna stash some of his stuff in the room, and he's gonna go down and like just sit down.
Gonna go through, make sure put the stuff away, bring my horn with me.
oh, we need to get food for Fluffy. What does Fluffy want to eat?
I think
What do you eat? Just looks at the bearded dragon. He is muttering this in Draconic. What do you eat?
It looks at you, blinks.
I can't feed you, Again, this is said in Draconic.
is there anybody else in this common room?
The tiefling. And that's about it at the moment.
Oh, fair enough then, in which case I've got to practice my horn.
Okay.
To be fair, is it fair to say that there's probably insects in this room?
There's probably insects in this room.
Trying aggressively hard right now not to be like icky about like everything. All my reptile knowledge that I've just got stored in the back of my brain right now. They are insectivorous though. They do like bugs.
Is there like a windowsill that's where the window's closed but it's near our seats? Ideally with like spiders and insects nearby, so I could just sort of plop the lizard there.
Yes.
I
And
plop the lizard to have a little hunt.
the lizard will quite happily hunt some of the dead insects.
Oh, he's a good... What was he? Was he a boy or a girl?
Roll me a d4, I guess.
Bearded dragons are very easy to sex, as the males have giant nuts. Like, you can see them at the base of their tails. Super
They
obvious.
do. It was hilarious. I actually had a bearded dragon as a pet at school, and my teacher didn't know that. And that is how we learned about balls in the 3rd grade.
And Vason doesn't learn about balls because this is a girl bearded dragon.
Well, I kind of like Vasid kind of assumes that lizard anatomy isn't that removed from dragon anatomy, and assumes that because like I assume that male dragons do have nuts, because this is never a conversation I've ever had with someone. And we'll follow with that description.
Yes. It's not come up before, but yes.
There you go, chat. Do dragons have scrotums? Just discuss.
Please don't.
We will get banned from
Do not discuss that.
We may get demonetized. Are we monetized? Actually?
We are, yes, on Twitch we are. Stanza, I quite heartily agree with you. We are not discussing that.
Dragon's gross.
A couple of hours pass,
Thereof.
and Wall returns with a wheelchair.
How much am I paying this guy?
He asks for 25 gold.
Oh my god, I can't fucking pay that. The crab at some point shows up with a little note on it being, shows up to Vase and is like, I need to borrow 20 gold. Just written on a little note.
Found a blacksmith. Excellent, we have another place we could go to for weaponry.
Mason takes 20 gold and sighs because he spent like nearly 50 gold in like 3 hours. Puts it in a little pouch and attaches it to the spider.
The crab returns with the 20 gold, and you are able to pay for your space here.
With 1 whole gold to spare.
And do you head back to the Guts and Garter?
I'm gonna head back to the Guts and Garter, yeah.
Okay.
With my new chair.
I look forward to tomorrow now. We'll be able to have a nice go out and take a look at some good weaponry from a good seller.
You head you head back to the Guts and Garter. You see the sullen tiefling barkeep, who you know to be called Quietude. And your friends with various flagons in front of them, along with a bearded dragon that's eating some of the insects, and a giant rat about the size of a dog, with a bow around its neck.
Lovely.
Or I was just gonna look at it and just look at the menagerie and just roll up to the bar. How much is food? The tiefling?
He is gonna say, we don't offer food here. You would want to go to
Someplace more hygienic.
best food in town is probably the Worm's Gullet.
Okay, thanks. I'm just gonna go back to where everyone else is and just pull some rations out of his bag and have a little sandwich.
Okay.
So you found another blacksmith. Oh, that's good news.
Well, it was a private studio. It was just like, one of those assortments of craftsmen. They actually didn't have a blacksmith. It was just like a load of communal workspaces.
Oh,
I know, I'm sorry.
oh well. Never mind, I suppose, trying to be good and all, and...
It's handy that you at least found a space
Yeah.
to do the work, though.
Yeah.
That is the
yeah.
key part.
Actually move
It's good
around.
to see you're back on your wheels.
Yeah. John, where are the party? Oh, wait, I know they are. Never mind, I can work it out. Gonna re-adjourn. So, what's our plan now? We need to find someone, do some deliveries. I have, kind of Pat's his bag of holdings. Like, I have a delivery to do while I'm here, and then kind of want to get out of here quickly.
Nefira says, I have to make a delivery to the Flagon and the Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm just
Wait,
following you guys.
where-
I already have Zara, so.
Yep.
Did you say that the food was at the Worm's Gullet?
Yes.
Ah, well, we do need to go there.
I still have some rations if you need food. Hole still goes down the same hole. Comes out the other one as well. Just pull out a little ration pack if you want it. I've had it for a while though, but I think that these ones are maybe not the freshest, but still edible. Still good. Smells of cheese now.
Barkeep,
Yes.
do you know where we'd be able to meet someone from Clan Iron
Clan Iron Eye, they're Durgar, right?
That's what I'm aware of.
Bear with me while I check some notes. One moment. Clan Iron Eye. Clan Iron. He's just going to repeat himself for a while I check some notes. We didn't get any. We've not had any in here recently, but I think I did hear on the grapevine that some Durgar travelled through before they headed further into Undermountain. Drank at one of the other taverns, a place called the Black Tankard. They might have some more information.
Where's the Black Tankard?
Oh, you were going to ask that, are you? That is...
I'm still finishing my drinks here. It's just, if that's where I might be able to learn something, I gotta go there.
Oh, that's over here, is it? Okay. That's on the west side of town, on the lower level.
Okay.
Just head sort of southwest from here. Almost all the west, some bit of south, but all the west.
Thank you very much.
You'll want to speak to Droon. He owns the place.
Droon.
Droon Stonedark.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anything else I can do for you? Anywhere else you guys are looking for in town?
Who do I have to deliver the parcel to again, John?
That would be the Worm's Gullet.
Oh, it's like, I think, we're okay. Could you give me directions to the Worm's Gullet, actually?
It's the upper floor of town. Is it the upper floor?
I don't know. You're the one who lives here.
Ah, yes, that's a good point. Let me check my notes.
I like the idea that like Skullport is so confusing to navigate in that he does in fact have a stack of his own notes for getting around.
He just keeps going over to like the little tourist guide stand thing, pulling out the different pamphlets. The Worm's Gullet is on the top level. It's on the eastern cavern. There are stairs at the to the east of here. Head all the way up the stairs. Careful on the sidewalks up there. They're a little bit potentially treacherous. But you can't miss it. It's the giant stone worm.
Okay, thank you.
It's pretty cool.
Any more for any more? Anyone else want to go anywhere else in town?
No, I'm following these guys, so.
Wait, are you wanting rid of us? I thought we were getting along.
No, I'm just checking to see if there is anywhere else you wish to go in town. You're staying here the night, remember? You've got rooms upstairs. I'm being a good barkeeper.
Speaking of which, can I have another beer?
Yes, that's another 4 gold. 4 silver. 4 silver.
Put it on my tab. I'm here in the morning. I'm here till the morning. Remember?
Fine.
Like I don't know how much everybody else has drank, but this is clearly Vason's third, maybe fourth drink.
Wall has drunk nothing as Wall is poor. He cannot afford it. He has 1 gold to his name now.
Oh no, he bought drinks for like everybody.
Well,
Oh yeah, keep drinking,
looking at the
man.
drink. He's like, oh.
I believe that Vason bought 2 flagons for each party member.
Yep.
In which case, yeah, they're gone for me.
Yeah. Like, the flagons on top of what Toya got from she's just kind of sitting there humming and petting the rat, like.
Did someone say anything?
Zara
Sorry.
looks over. No.
Is there a point where he just passes out?
I think she needs a few more flagons first.
Okay.
Hey, Zara.
Zara sits
We
down.
have a baby.
Biology, dear.
Biology's stupid.
We have a fur baby now.
We do. He's a lovely, pretty girl. I feel like we were gonna do something.
We can do more things tomorrow.
Yeah, we should do lots of things tomorrow. We've got good friends.
Yeah.
We got good friends.
I think she's ready to go upstairs now.
Nah, it's fine.
She's all yours.
Let's drink some more.
Zara sort of assists Toya up the stairs.
Stab him in the face.
Yes, sweetie. And eventually, the rest of you, unless there's any other role-playing you'd like to do this evening, head up the stairs to bed.
I think Vason is just very pointedly not really talking to anyone.
Okay.
Like, if he gets addressed, he just sort of doesn't clock until someone, like, directly tries to grab his attention.
Wall's gonna be quite quiet this evening anyways. He's nervous being here. Everyone's just being bad at roleplay scenarios because all of us are like, I don't want to talk.
I say I've just been playing me horn all night.
Alright, Horace.
But I wanted the thingy to go to the thingy.
Horace, off to bed. And just sort of scoops up the little bearded dragon. Just plops on his shoulder. Just carries the box and all the stuff up to his room. Just flops face first on the first bed in the room he stumbles into.
Yeah?
Eventually you find your way up to bed.
Yes.
And you fall into a sleep. Whether it's restful or fitful, where do you think is on that scale at the moment?
I reckon it's still going to be a bit of a disturbed night.
Okay.
He's not sure on exactly whether he did the right thing, didn't do the right thing, or confused. Was sort of keeping his mind too busy to sleep proper.
As it gets towards what would be the early hours of the morning, just as the sun is rising up above, not that you know it is because you're underground, in your dream, you find yourself back in the webbed cave, running through the fight again with the phase spider and the drider. But this time you're fighting them alone. Your friends didn't come with you.
Right.
A flash of lightning, and you're lying dead on the ground, dying on the ground. The fight has overwhelmed you. You draw your last breath. There is a crack of thunder and a voice. Is this a warrior or a martyr? A soldier or a fool? With a flash of lightning, the scene replays. This time, the rest of the party are there, fighting the spiders. I am not your friend because you do not need me to be a friend. I am a god of strength and warriors, not martyrs. Another flash, and Cord appears in front of you, the fight frozen around you. A single link of the chain cannot stop the blade. It is only with numbers that the blade is slowed. Cord draws back his greatsword and drives it into your stomach. The blade hits and there is a crack of thunder, roughly where the belt sits.
I haven't got the belt on yet.
Roughly where the belt would sit.
Right.
You wake with a start. as the crack of thunder and realise there's a throbbing, dull pain. And a bruise has formed where the sword hit you.
I'm just trying to remember. Did anyone say where that belt was, or seemed to have the image of Court? I can't remember whether it got basically put straight into a bag or not, because it was done in a different part of the place than I was.
The last I saw of it, was wearing it because wearing it was easier than carrying it.
That was the ring.
No, that was the belt.
There's the belt as well.
Was that a belt? Oh, right. I am misthinking things then. I thought that we put the belt into the universal bag.
That was the armor that we did.
I mean, I think
it is currently in the party inventory, so I think we left it in there.
It might have been put into the inventory, but from what I remember, Vason handed it to you.
And I put it... Okay,
and you had put it on as sort of a... I'm not necessarily attuning to it, but...
Yeah, in which case... Fair enough. I couldn't remember putting it on, that's all.
Yeah.
So in which case, yeah, belt's on and feeling it stab. And I'm sort of looking at the belt and sort of touching it, trying to figure it out.
As you touch it, there's like a slight, like, static shock spark between it and your fingers. Just latent magic runs through it.
Can I try to figure out exactly what it does? I know we've been told, but obviously we wouldn't know that.
At this point, having rested in it, you would be able to know what it does, and could be attuned to it if you wished to be. You know that it would raise your strength. You know that if you are wearing it, you are able to take... 1 second, I need to... you are able to take the form of the Storm Avatar.
In which I will take it. I will attune to it.
Okay.
And I will recognize that. I take effectively that dream is me attuning to it, effectively seeing what a fool I was when it came down to that fight. And the way I was thinking back then, and that it's effectively being told it's the teamwork which makes it. It brings us, which strives us.
You gain resistance to lightning and thunder damage. And your strength score becomes 21 if it isn't already higher. I can add this, I have this set up on D&D Beyond, so I can add this to your character for you.
I was going to say, I'm currently on 20 on strength, so going on 21.
You can also use an action to become a Storm Avatar for 1 minute. During this time, you gain the following benefits. Your resistance becomes immunity to lightning and thunder damage. When you hit with a weapon attack that normally deals bludgeoning damage, you can have it deal thunder damage instead. If it would deal piercing or slashing damage, it instead deals lightning damage. And as a bonus action, you can choose one creature within 30 feet of you to be struck by lightning. They must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 lightning damage. Once you have used the Girdle's Storm Avatar ability, it can't be used again until the following day.
Wow. I kind of look at I will be stronger. Thank you, Core.
A shine just sort of runs across the belt's symbol that's on the buckle, the symbol of cord. The glint just sort of picks up the light.
You show me better what strength is. We'll use it better. Defend them. I will defend all of them. You didn't have to stab me, folks. Just try and go back to sleep.
You eventually get back to
I imagine a more peaceful sleep after that.
A bit more of a peaceful sleep now that you're happier with where you are. Everybody else let me just get the storm girdle in inventory for a second. Stormkeeper, storm girdle, dormant. So yes, there you go. You have now got resistance to lightning and thunder. The strength boost at this level is not great, but you know, it might get better.
Ew.
Right.
And finally, after more time passes and sleep comes to an end, who's the first downstairs of a morning? Probably Nuri first, and then...
I'll definitely be laying in.
Or I'll be up relatively early too.
Yeah, I think Vason just sort of like he just stays in his room. Doesn't really head out when everybody else heads out.
Okay.
Just playing with the lizard.
Nuri will head downstairs and ask about breakfast and get told that it's not served here. Just sort of takes a seat in the common room waiting for the rest of you so that you can decide where you're going today.
Oh.
Zara heads down the stairs as well.
I'm going to say for now, I've got myself into a peaceful sleep. I'm going to be a lot more knocked out for quite some time.
Wall?
Wall's gonna come downstairs and just kind of be like adjusting the chair and like making sure it's like comfortable for him and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just doing some maintenance.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit of getting used to. It's a new chair, so it's takes a little bit of making sure it's set up exactly how you want it to be, and still feels a little bit off, and you're like breaking in the new axles.
Yeah.
You had
I'm not convinced on this padding yet. These wheels are a bit naff.
You head down the stairs and find Zara and Nuri in the common room, just sort of at a table waiting for everybody else.
Give him a little wave. Just continue to do my work. He's not very social if you haven't gathered by now.
And eventually Vason and I don't know if Toya's back from letting the dogs out.
Ooh. Oh, sorry, that's something else.
Yeah, we don't need to know who did it. We know who did it. You head down the stairs and find the common room starting to slowly fill up with your associates, friends, colleagues, people you know from work. I don't know how you view the rest of the party.
Oh, I don't know that big green guy over there or the person with wings on his hat.
Hello.
The rest of them seem familiar.
It's my friend from work.
Oh, that's nice. Who are you?
Hulk, strongest one there is.
We'll have to try that one out. I don't think that's okay. Time for an arm wrestling match, I think. There we go. I love the way we just. I will keep driving this one home until, yes, the Marvel continuity is in there.
What is your plan of action for this day?
Let's go to we go to the Worms. We've got a lot of mail to do, so we've got like Worms Gullet. There was the dwarf guy. Oh, fuck. I know. I need to go to the Worms Gullet, and my brain is too empty to retain any of the information.
Okay, well, that sounds very much like me. To be fair, it makes things easier. But okay, Worms Gullet it is. Where is that?
I think it's like up east somewhere.
Up east.
The bartender said it was on the upper level.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of waking up and take a look out the window and try and find the stone so we can find out where east is.
Look for the giant worm, I believe he said.
Giant what? Alright, giant worm. We sort of just take a step outside. And, which seems to be the tallest building in this little square that we're at.
You head... just grabbing everybody onto this new map, 1 second.
Oh, okay.
You follow the directions of the bartender, and you find a set of stairs that's cut into the cavern wall to the east. And you make your way up these stairs, and you find sort of a mid-level point where it opens out back into the cave again, and you can see this wooden walkway suspended on chains to the upper level, and the stairs continue going up, and following the instructions you keep going up, and eventually about 60 feet above the bottom of the cave you come to the upper walkways. Oh yes, do all take long rests if you didn't.
Woo!
Let me do that for Nefira and Christie's characters as well. Nuri, long rest. Zara,
Please, no one die.
long rest. Ick, do you need a long rest? No, Ick's okay. And eventually, 60 feet above the floor of the cave, you come to another set of wooden walkways suspended from the ceiling with chains and sort of built into the edges of the buildings that have reached up to the very top of the cavern. And I'm going to bring you over to this map. Which is the upper level of Skullport.
Ooh. darker.
Hmm.
And I just need to check, has he got dark vision on this level? No.
Nope.
There
I'll
we
give
go.
back the Moonblade.
I've got the goggles. That's why I've got dark vision.
Oh, right. I see.
Immediately in front of you, I need to check a map. What building is that?
Looks like a giant spider silhouette.
What?
Nothing.
No.
You head out and look up, and you see a large spider
No.
made of stone. That upside down on the top of the cavern.
I don't know. I just.
Thank you for that. Foundry, I didn't try and change any tokens.
Have to face the fears. To face the fears. To face the fears. To
I
face the
think
fears. Face
it's
the
not-
fears.
It's not real, it's just stone. We'll kind of shout back.
How do you know? How do you know?
I can,
We have fought things which are made of stone have come to life.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Immediately in front of you, as you get to this T section, is a bleak-looking 3-story stone mansion. Make me a perception check real quick.
Everyone
Oh.
or-
That's
Anyone
fine.
who's looking in that general direction.
I would do, but I don't. I believe I know why I was getting that error. I don't have permission to move my token.
You totally do. It's still a Vason token.
I'm trying to move it. I'm using the wrong part of the UI.
That's why you can't move. You need to use the right part of the UI to move.
I like using the wrong part of the UI.
The dice just do not like me tonight, apparently.
Oof.
Vason and Wole.
Like 23 there.
You all, as you sort of walk towards the building, you look up into the windows on one of the upper floors and you see a dragonborn with copper-coloured scales walking across one of the rooms with sort of purpose in mind. And you see the rest of the interior of this mansion house is completely dark. But he is just walking with a staff, and there is a light emanating from the top of the staff.
And he's just on one of the floors inside the building?
Yeah, he's just on the second floor of the mansion.
Interesting.
I mean, it's just a guy in his house.
Is it? I mean, why doesn't he? Why are there no lights on in there? That's all I'm saying. I mean,
Oil's kind of
we've been
expensive.
around with you long enough that you can't see during the dark, so.
He's got staff. It goes glowy.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you have lights on?
The oil might just be expensive to light his lamps, you know.
Oh, that's true.
I'm just gonna roll insight anyway. As much as we're very far away, just to read his demeanor.
Difficult to read from here.
Yeah, probably nothing. Oh, right. Where's this restaurant?
He looks determined. He looks like he knows what he's doing, so it doesn't look like he's somewhere he doesn't expect to be. He's not looking around for anything.
Hmm.
Right, so, shall we find some food which is away from the giant spider statue?
Yeah. Do I have a rough memory of where this place might be, John?
North End.
North End, cool. Start to head north.
Just gotta keep an eye on that statue if I think I see it moving.
I'm guessing the guy was walking in this direction inside the building, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd just see if I can follow him through the windows as we walk by. Just in case something curious happens.
Okay. You don't see anything particularly curious happening. He just sort of walks from one room to the next, and eventually you lose sight of him as he moves into a room that doesn't have windows.
Is this a dragon spine?
With a giant worm.
Where did all the other tokens go?
I haven't caught up yet.
Oh, is it a dragon spine?
It is not a dragon spine.
Is that giant worm, I would have thought.
It looks to be one end of a giant worm.
ORM
I don't know
or
why these giant
YRM?
instincts happen to be around here.
ORM.
That's disappointing.
Oh, no. Was that not where we were supposed to... I thought they said it was a worm that we had to get to.
Yeah, but when they said worm, I assume they meant like worm with a Y.
The worm's gullet. We have to go in the worm.
This is decidedly less cool than I thought it was going to be when I went to bed last night.
Awesome. This is awesome, you weenie. Look at it. We have to go inside a giant worm. You cannot say the names here are not apropos.
Well, at least we don't have to go inside a spider.
Yeah, but I wanted to be going inside a dragon.
Well, next time we'll go inside a dragon. In
Is-
fact,
is-
the next time we see a dragon, I will deliberately push you in the way so you can go inside it. Does that feel better?
And depending which
there's
entrance
a
you'd like
stuff-
to use, we might be able to help you.
There's a subtext of hurting a dragon here.
Hey, I never said anything about hurting a dragon. I
Oh,
just said
if it's big enough, it could be voluntary.
Well, I was just
You know,
gonna
there-
enter into this. I don't know what this conversation is.
Yeah, and basically just sort of tucks his new little bearded dragon into his backpack. Little Cloris. And follows behind.
there are people who pay good money to get stuffed.
You head inside the hollowed out mouth of a giant purple worm.
Wait, this was a real worm?
Yes.
Is the right... Well, I don't know much about the magic-y side of things, but I know there's some which can bring stuff back to life.
Is this all it-
Would we need to worry about something this big?
Mate,
Can anyone with magic tell me that?
It's been hollowed out, so even if they did bring it back to life, it would just be like a fleshy tube.
That's all a worm
Inside the
is.
fleshy tube.
Has it been like taxidermied? Does it have that like rather horrible taxidermy smell?
Not really a smell. It's made of stone now.
How did
Wait,
they
it's
do that?
petrified?
Yes.
A very, very powerful basilisk, I'd assume.
So there might be a basilisk going around here and we're currently occupying. I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
I'm
Probably
getting an
not.
awesome feeling about this.
You head inside the mouth and you get to a small pedestal slightly inside what would be the worm's esophagus, with a small plaque on it that just reads, "Please wait here to be seated."
In what language?
Common.
All of them.
Yeah. I was going to say, that could be fun. I have no idea what that means. I'm just going in. Hello, I'd like to speak to the manager.
A kobold eventually, a few minutes pass, and a kobold comes up with a menu under its arm. You here for food?
Yes.
I think so.
Also a delivery.
You have delivery. Who for?
Who for, John?
The manager.
The manager?
We really are becoming the Karens.
You wish to speak to us? Yes, come. I show you seat. You have food. I will get Gers for you. Come this way.
Thank you.
He leads you in and brings you to a 8-seater table. A big round table in the middle of the room. Today's special, we have a carrion crawler souffle. We have sturge loaf. The house ale is worm whiz. Straight from the distillery.
You know what? I'm going to go for the sturge loaf and some worm whiz.
Worm whiz, that is with a Y. That's me telling you that, not necessarily him, but... worm whiz.
I'll have a stein.
Aye.
I'm okay, thank you.
What did you say the food options were?
Today's specials, we have sturge loaf or carrion crawler souffle.
This new place sounds good. What do you think, Zara?
I think I've not had a souffle before. Not sure if carrion crawler is really the first one I want to try. But, it's what's here.
Oh, come on. We both know it can't be any worse than my cooking.
I am holding out hope that it is better than that, yes.
Wallace pulled a very sad-looking sandwich out of the bag of holding and is just nibbling it.
Visa just sort of slaps that.
Huh?
You allowed to
Food
eat
into a
outside
restaurant.
food here?
I can't... He's like... hides it under the table a little bit, just like, I can't afford anything on the menu, though.
Dude, we've all got money.
Have
Just
we
ask us
seen the
for
price
money.
of stuff yet?
Like, yeah,
Meal with a drink costs 5 silver.
I can't
Yeah,
really
that's fine.
afford that right now.
All right. I'll throw down
I
5
will-
silver in front of him. There you go.
Oh,
I know, right? Like, just ask us. We're part of your team, dude.
Well, you keep telling me.
I'll have the sturge loaf.
I'll have the carrion, please.
3 carrions, 2 sturges. And whatever the other 2 people want who are very silent with a T-pose. Interesting. I will go speak with Gers for you.
Silent with a T, but
Oh, and Ick will order the sturge loaf as well.
Yeah. It's good to buy what used to like us. And we get our blood back.
Shortly, he returns with the food.
I'm not sure it's the same sturge that like attacked us.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's all swings and boundabouts. Oh yeah, what is a boundabout, by the way? I've been meaning to ask you, smart ones.
It's like a thing at the fairground.
Ah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the saying is checks and balances.
But why would you use a check? Everyone uses coins.
Some people pay in checks.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
You remember back up to the bugbears that you named in the Goblin Market of checks and balances.
Ah,
So that's where it comes from.
Probably not, but we'll go with it.
Sorry, I just got the huge Bugs Bunny energy from that last laugh.
After you're about halfway through the meal, a rotund Durgar, clearly someone who likes his own job, exits the kitchen.
We stand a king.
Never trust a skinny cook.
Which, you wish to see me, yes.
I'm gonna go into my bag and pull out the little box.
Ah, fabulous. You have been sent by,
A mutual friend, yeah, a mutual friend.
yes, a mutual friend. He is the reason I have this fabulous facility.
Oh, that's nice.
He owns this town, our friend, you see.
Yeah, he does. So, what a entrepreneur.
Oh. Go see them.
He wishes to send a message.
Oh?
You're part of the message.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry.
The message is you don't mess with the one with the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Oh.
you need to come with me. You can bring your friends or leave them here.
Yeah. Will's gonna get up from the table and... No, he's not. He's in his chair. He's gonna roll back from the table. I spent so long working
You
on the
don't need your crutches.
Mein Führer, I can walk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll after them.
Do you need us to come with you, or...?
You're welcome to come and see the kitchen. He's got to just make a quick...
Well, I never
panic.
say no to a tour.
How panicked is Wall's face?
I feel like there's just slowly dawning terror. But then again, that is kind of his default at all times.
Get a roll on the inside to see if I can tell whether that's bad or whether it is normal or not.
Yeah, I think Vason will stand up when he sees that anyway.
Listen, I've been told there's a tour of the kitchen. I don't know whether... I'm going to roll on the inside to see whether I actually clock onto if there's anything on your side of things. I probably do, don't I?
I mean, with a 19, I think you do clock on that there is some panic behind Wall's regular panic.
In which case, I'm going to act as calm as possible, as if nothing's wrong at the moment. Just basically still play the idiot that I am. And basically be ready to do something if I feel like I need to.
I wonder if I can get a copy of the recipe for the souffle.
You should come along as well.
I will.
Did the waiter already bring the drinks?
Yes, you have had the drinks.
Cool, yeah. Vader's going to bring his wormers with him.
This way then, all of you.
Oh. Gotta say, I love what you've done with the place. Looks better than the insides of most of the other places I've been.
It is rather fabulous, isn't it? It's, I've only recently been put in charge, but, I think it's great. It's going great. You look round, it's empty in here.
I like your flair. There's something about it which just sparkles, and I'm sure that that's something you put forward. Your passion's coming through.
Thank you.
How did they petrify a giant worm?
You know what? I didn't ask. Maybe I should ask. But you don't ask too many questions. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth or a giant purple worm, you know what they say.
Yeah.
I've never heard that saying, but I like it.
They say that?
I'm going to use that in future.
Well, I mean, I've heard the one about the horse before. I assume it covers other giant creatures with big pointy teeth.
I mean, horses don't have giant pointy teeth, but...
You've not seen some of the horses I've seen.
Oh.
Humongous.
You
This
really
man has
are a
a-
dwarf of culture.
This man has a dark and checkered past with horses, it seems.
Oh, don't trust horses.
I
Or
don't
maybe just phobic of horses.
They are a bit long in the face.
Yeah, why any long face? It's weird. Anyway, this is the way to the meat locker. Oh, it's just through here.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
cool. Fun.
What meats do you tend to have in here? We know you've got the sturge and the other one, but whatever do you tend to serve? And
Well, it really depends on what the kobold can find, you see. It's all about what's out and about in the wilderness. We had a nice flump stew the other week. It was a bit light for my taste, but yeah, it was not quite as hearty as other stews. And shrieker. That's very spicy shrieker pie. That was quite nice, that one was. Oh, it's other things depend on what they find, you see. It depends what's out there.
we're definitely going to have to come back here and try your culinary talents. That sturge was beautifully done.
A friend of those with the many eyes is always welcome for food here. That's what I always say.
A friend with the many eyes.
This meat.
The many eyes thing?
Sorry, just before we get on to that, this meat locker. It's not like one of those rooms that it only locks and can only be opened from one side, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely is that sort of, like, it's a big metal door.
Mace is gonna hang back rather than walk into there.
And what was your question, Toya?
About the multi-eye thing. Do you know a guy called Bucket?
A guy called what now?
Bucket.
Bucket? Oh, no, not heard of no bucket, me? No, not heard of any bucket.
Verkit? Shit, what was his name? Volkit?
Come on through here. And he pulls the meat locker open.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
I walk in quite happily.
Or you
I
can
thought
wait
it was pretty
outside.
exciting,
So, how do you keep this all so nice and cold and cool and chill in here? It was lovely.
I feel like there's a guy in here. Is there a guy in here, DM?
You go inside.
Not a no.
Can I roll? Yeah, I was saying, can I roll insight as well?
Yeah.
I kind of just want to know if we're about to be frozen alive. That's a natural 20.
Vason, you suddenly just take in the insight of the universe. You get a good idea that you probably don't want to just blindly walk in. You want at least one of you outside in case something happens. You are getting very dodgy vibes from Gars, from this whole situation.
Yeah. I'll wait out here. I'm not too great with the cold.
That's
Yeah.
quite
Sounds
alright.
like a good plan.
Can I talk to your chef? I want to get the recipe for the souffle.
It's Kobold's over there. They'll give you the recipe. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I don't like this bit myself, so I'm gonna leave you to it.
What? What? Hang on.
Your
Just giving
regular-
us a tour, my friend.
Your regular contacts in there, Mr. Wall. I'll see you outside.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give an eye to Vason, who's on the outside, just in case that door shuts or anything like that.
You
It's
see,
almost like I'm trying to nod or something. Just let them know that I know something's up here.
you see several hunks of meat just on hooks going down the room. Not quite sure what they are. They don't look like cattle or very differently coloured from normal meat. Yeah, you can't tell what they are.
Dang.
Can I try?
They're not people. They're not humanoid.
I was going to say, wouldn't that be a nature check rather than medicine?
And slowly gliding out of the darkness in one of the corners of the meat locker, unseen until this moment, is a purple-skinned, very smooth-skinned humanoid with 4-6 tentacles where its mouth should be.
Hello. Do I recognize this one?
They all look very similar. This one doesn't have anything to stand out from any other illithid. And you just hear a voice in your head, Wol. It's time to go to work.
Like, I did the delivery.
Yes, but there's some disposal that we need doing. And you are an expert in that matter.
Well, just kind of like looks around like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You need some assistance. The usual assistance. You wish to wake up and forget about this, yes?
What?
Yes, the last time I see he was a little bit too over-eager to remove everything after you left. Don't worry, I'll take over from here. And he raises his hands out in front of him, and you just feel yourself retreat from your own mind, Wol, and it's almost like you're taking the back seat.
Well, are you okay?
And the panicked look that was on his face. I'm doing this now, Goat. You're...
Yeah.
No.
Ben, you better run. Like, Ben, please run.
Enjoy
Please.
this moment that's about to occur.
I am very sorry. You want to close the door and run.
The normal panicked look that was on Wol's face just goes slack. And his eyes blink closed for a moment, and a smile just creeps across his lips. And as he opens his eyes again, the smile splits up the cheeks further and further, and the mouth opens wider and wider until it splits the entire bottom of the jaw open, and he slowly stands up from the chair and keeps standing up, bones cracking and snapping and just elongating until he stands 9 feet tall. Wings flap out from his back, and his legs crack as they turn the other way.
Whoa. Whoa.
And he reaches into the corner of the room and pulls a unconscious humanoid from one of the deeper, darker recesses of the meat locker. His arms tied above his head, his feet tied together, sort of a meat hook slicing through the ropes that held his hands together as they drop to his sides. And he just starts feeding this humanoid creature into his mouth, feet first.
Is this visible from the outside?
You can see this, yes. You are all filled as you look on Woal with this sense of terror as to what he has become.
That's a nope. That's a nope.
Turning
for me.
immediately to the purple guy. What have you done?
Nope,
What have you done to him?
What the fuck?
He looks to you, and for the first time, Underscum, you can hear a voice in your head. This is who he really is.
I'm gonna have to go with no on that. No.
I have just released his true self. He is useful in this form.
You're a dick.
Does he know? Does he know what he is?
And with a snapping, his form bites the head. The body descends into Woal's gullet. And sort of puppet-like, the head is just placed into the box.
Jump.
He won't remember. This was part of the deal that he made.
Yeah, you're still
What
a
is this
dick,
deal?
though. So, like, what the fuck?
Who was that? Why are you doing this? Why are you forcing Paul to do this?
This was a traitor to the Xanathar. Woal made a deal with Xanathar for that little trinket that keeps him hidden. He is useful as a means of waste disposal. This, and he picks up the box and slides the lid shut with the head in it, is a message to make sure that nobody stands against the many-eyed Xanathar. He sees everything.
I see. I think I see.
I mean, that's kind of
I can
pervy.
understand. I can understand. Mm-hmm.
I need to leave now. Are you going to cause a problem?
I only have one question which will deem that. Have you ever caused him harm, or do you mean him harm in the future?
Not while he is useful to us.
Then I will cause you no trouble.
I assume you will want him back, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
He raises a hand, and Wall reverts, bones snapping, legs cracking back into the normal position, the wings folding into the back and melding into the form, the smile shrinking back across his face until they just appear to be scars down the cheek. And he just slumps back into the chair. His eyes close. And then, Wall, you are back. You don't remember anything that just happened.
Start like rubbing my head, like, oh, where am I?
And the creature floats out of the door, carrying the box.
You're safe.
Yeah, like as the creature is going by, like Basin has seen this, and like he's like looks like he's about to go Super Saiyan, but with lightning. But it's entirely just to control himself, because he's kind of wanting to like. There's a lot of reasons to go violent right now. But he tracks every detail of this illithid as he leaves.
Okay.
He stashes it in his back pocket as this one dies. This one dies when I have a chance.
If I saw you even try to do anything, I'd be screaming at you, don't.
Oh no, Mason's not stupid. Mason's very much about the like restraining the explosion of rage. But he's still controlling it.
That was fucked up.
I didn't know there was someone who might actually understand.
Wall just looks very dazed and is like,
You're fine.
It is time.
You need something to eat.
to leave.
You need to regain. Well, you need a drink. You don't need something to eat. You need a drink.
He needs some milk.
like Wall just kind of like goes into his bag. It's like rummages through for a bit. It's like, I think I've misplaced my painkillers.
You feel oddly full for a moment, Wall. Like, it's not a normal feeling for you.
I'd be like, yes, finally, I feel full. Oh wait, no, it's gone.
It was a good meal you had earlier in the kitchen. Well, I think it's a delayed reaction because I feel that way as well.
Oh, the carrion stuff, yeah. Just gonna start like rolling out, just like.
And,
Vason, you had the cure wounds before. I think I've misplaced my opium. I don't know if you have. Just take the edge off. My legs really hurt. I think I've still got to do this delivery today. And it goes in his bag. It's like,
This is his second delivery. Don't you remember? As like the lightning recedes, I've dropped the lay on hands for like the painkillers. And Ace is just like, no, you've delivered that one. This is for. And just sort of looks to like the other two, because he can't remember the name. So I know the other box. The other guy took the box, didn't he?
The guy took the box.
Yeah.
Oh no, you've completed your delivery.
Oh, okay. I guess I just spaced out.
yeah. You did seem like you seemed a little faint. That's why I think you need a drink.
Yeah. Feel better with that lay on hands. Just gonna kind of go back into the main restaurant area. Like, I haven't like touched my food.
Yeah. Once Wall's not looking at Mason, the full lightning's back. He just can't move. He's fucking that angry.
Are we not going to mention this to him, or let him know he's being used as like a garbage disposal, or?
We have to do this right. I know that thing talked in my head. I don't know if it talked in yours, but if what it said is true, I know what he's going through, and I don't want to destroy him for the sake of knowing what he's doing.
I think he already knows. He just doesn't like.
I think he knows what he is, but whether it's what he does, he remembers. He gets his mind wiped. He might know what he is, but about what he does, we need to do this tactfully. I know what it was like for me to come out of this, and I know what it was like for me to come out of this.
Well, I'll be perfect.
Right.
I'm gonna go with you guys on this one because I don't know shit about tact. So
He already knows. I just didn't realize that this was going to happen today.
You guys are in this conversation, Walls at the table, just like, oh, this is like really nice bread, and just like having a little snack. He's still eating. He ate an entire ass dude, and is still like.
Like Mason is
He-
actively doing breathing exercises.
I'm going out to think. He knows. He knows. How much does he know?
He knows enough to hate it, is what I understand. But as floating doofus face said, this is how he paid for his trinket.
I understand that. If I knew that was such an item, it might have been something which I would have tried to grab for so many times in the past. I appreciate that side of things. I know what it's like to hate the look of your own face and the way that you are. I never thought I'd see someone who actually understood as much, but when it comes down to it, does he know what he does? They say that they wipe his memory. That's what they said to me. That's what that thing said directly to my head. They mess with his head. Does he actually know?
Well, didn't he act like he didn't want to? That's what
He
it
acted
looked
like he
to
didn't
you.
want to, but that might be more for the sake of being turned into that thing. Being told that it's disposal, but I don't know what I don't know what to take from that side of things. I really don't, but
I don't know. I just don't trust anything that Wormy McFuckface says. So
Wallace found the bread basket y'all have left unattended and is eating it. Basket and all.
Like,
Wall is just living his best life right now.
He's like,
Well,
I am out of it. I've been given a load of cure wounds. I lied about the opium.
Why
High
is-
as shit.
One of the kobolds just like looks over. One of the kobold waiters just looks over as you finish the the bread in the basket, and is like, "I'll bring you it up. Don't eat the. Never mind."
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
are there any kobolds walking past with drinks and stuff where we are?
A kobold will pop in at this point and like picks up a platter of bread baskets.
Did this motherfucker just eat the basket?
Yes.
Yes, he ate the
Very
basket. Yes, he ate the basket.
Okay.
Well-
Okay. Mason sort of just inhales the rest of his lightning. Just tries to like calm.
Well, you're
I
living
think
your
you-
best life, and I love you for it.
Kobold brings over like 3 more bread baskets and puts them down on the table.
You sure you don't just want to leave the bread and take the baskets back with you? Because
Munch, munch, munch.
Yeah, that's a good idea. He sort of empties 2 of them out onto the table and takes 2 of the baskets back to make sure they still have some baskets.
Yeah. When the kobold walks by, Mason just grabs him and is like, 3 more worm whizzes, please. And
Okay.
then just walks to the table and sits down, eats the rest of his sturge loaf, and drinks.
The kobold brings you out 3 more worm whizzes.
Munch, munch, munch.
I can't tell if you're intentionally mumbling something under your breath there, Ben.
It's just what Am's doing at the moment. Literally just trying to figure things out because all bits and pieces gone aside with it.
It's like, what the fuck just happened?
The amount of times in conversations and bits about being monsters, being seen as an entire monster, and I just going through a dread point of what have I been putting him through? No wonder he hates me and all that side of things, and even so far as pulling out the bullet and looking at that. I know I gave that back to you, didn't I? But sort of feeling where the wound was, but
Munch, munch, munch.
We've got to get him out of that debt. But one way or another, he does not owe that thing anymore. He will not owe that thing anymore. I mean, my own little affirmation at this point.
Mace is just like tapped on the shoulder. It's like, I'm with you. I'm with you here. I'm not in front of him.
Between the two of you, there's just like a...
At the moment, I haven't left that meat locker. I'm still in there sort of figuring stuff out.
Yeah, Toya's just like
I am very slow at figuring stuff out.
Right, you're
He's
still
eating,
at the meat locker. We're eating and drinking with Wall. Okay, cool. Sorry, I thought you joined us.
No, I never left that meat locker. I was still figuring stuff out. As I say, for the amount of conversations, for the amount of bits and pieces that I've gone on about being a monster, being seen as a monster, and trying to be different, trying not to be that side of things, and realizing how many times that Wall has pulled away and seemingly very obviously pulling away from me and seeming almost afraid of me. I just coming to realize that, oh my god, I've been throwing so much, which might have just been forcing down a path. No wonder, basically. As I said, this is more a self-affirmation that he will never have to do that again. The gods is my weakness, I will never again. I don't care how many tentacles I need to tie into a knot.
Are you okay in there?
It will take me a bit of time before I start to head back. Do you have anything stronger than your whiz?
We don't know.
Do you know where I can get anything stronger than whiz?
The Flagon and Dragon has some other local beverages. Or you could try the... what's the other one? What is the other one? You go straight to the source. There's a dwarven distillery on the lower level. Gyud's Distillery, that's the one. That will get you a whole cask of the stuff.
Right. Distillery on the lower level and the other one, the other pub up here. Right. Right. Could you roughly give me some directions? I'm not too smart at finding these things.
Yeah, alright. And he gives you some directions.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not expecting you to go, okay, you go left, right, left, down, up, left.
A, start, select.
Up, down, left, right, BA, start.
I need to go and do something quick because they don't sell a particular item here. I will be back. I'll walk past the lot and just make my way to that distillery.
You head to the distillery and you find it's a 3-story stone building with a sagging roof. Inside, a dwarf distiller offers you the choice between amberjack, which is a sherry, a bitter goat's head ale, or a muddy alcoholic swill by the name of Wormwiz.
Right. How much is your brandy?
The amberjack is 20 gold pieces for a 5-gallon cask.
Oh, God. What did I bet all the gold I have on me?
The ale is 10, or the Wormwiz is 5.
Damn it, I can't afford a cask of anything. Never mind. I obviously just need time to myself, and this is a sign. I just need to think. I'm just going to go for a little wander around then instead.
Okay. 1 second, let me work out what it is you see as you wander around that general vicinity. Oh, Vason, what do you wish to talk about?
Mason doesn't want to talk about anything. He is just desperately trying to contain his murderous rage.
What are you talking about? Wolf's having a great time right now. He's had like 60 loaves of bread and like is doing fine.
Yeah, I think this is... Imagine incredibly powerful static charge. Like, if you went to touch face him, you would get a shock. That's sort of how he's badly hiding things. But he's essentially trying to not appear like he wants to rip the entire building apart after seeing that. And failing.
Yep.
As you wander the streets near the distillery, you would walk past Thimblewine's pawn shop.
What?
Pawn.
Right.
You would walk past the Black Tankard. What's that one? You see a town square filled with, like, waste wood. Oh, what are you doing?
Is there any place which has people walking by or creatures, anything like that?
You make, like, you head towards, like, the... Where you see people at the moment, you sort of see, like, a couple of guards stood at a bridge that leads down to the south. And you can see a couple of people sort of milling about the general area because it looks like a sort of market is in that area and people are being... people are not allowed to cross the bridge. So there are sort of guards keeping the people in this space and out of where they shouldn't be.
Right. Okay, well, if there's people around that area, roughly speaking, I would like to try and do some busking. I'm going to see if I maybe can try and drum up something.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
Let's crack out the horn. Dang it. Get a +9 to performance and roll a 3.
You earn 4 gold.
Here's something, here's something.
You do also, as you sort of head down into this market area, you can sort of see that there is a number of the buildings around here are closed and unused, but there's still, like, people milling around. And as you look to as you look sort of westwards from where you are, you can see a large unused space that people seem a little bit uncomfortable getting close to. And you can see sort of rusted cages. That have just sort of been abandoned in a space and left to rot and rust and decay.
I'd like to take a closer look. They're all trying to stay away from it. I want to know why.
You have found your way to the old slave market. The buildings surrounding this place are mostly empty, but you can see the lights on in one of them. People do see, like, the people that are milling around are very much avoiding this space, like, unless they have to. Like, this is an uncomfortable place to look at and be around, and...
As kindly as I possibly can, I'd like to ask one of the passers-by, what is this place? Can you tell me about it?
This used to be the slave market until they shut it down.
Right. That explains why you lot seem to stay away from it as best you can.
I mean, it's a combination of that, and nobody wants to go near Dead Man's Corner over there. And he gestures towards the shop that still has lights on.
The Dead Man's Corner.
It's I suppose the closest you get to a still active slave trade in this part of the town.
It's still...
It's, they're not really slaves. They're not really people, but,
What do you mean they're not really people?
Go take a look. It's easier to see it for yourself.
I'm gonna go over and look in.
You look in, and it is a cramped little shop. You see about a dozen human shapes in there, standing sort of at attention. And the door opens as you approach, and a little old woman, covered in her dress covered in snails and barnacles. Hello, dearie. Are you a buyer?
What are they?
They're great for setting off traps. Come inside.
I go inside.
As you head inside, you see the dozens of humanoids just sort of turn vacant eyes towards you.
Oh.
Nooses around their necks. And they all just sort of stand silently, for the most part, waiting for instruction.
Ooh, the zombies.
They're ex-living. Walkers, you can call them.
Oh, boy.
They'll follow instructions. Good for carrying things. Never get tired.
Who were they before?
That's not important. It's who they are now that's important. There's no going back.
But what about... Are they in there?
No, it's not really life. It's just a spark. She snaps her fingers in front of their eyes. They're just like puppets.
I've heard people talk about that about me.
Oh, you're not dead.
I may not be dead, but I once was a puppet.
These were dead. I've given them a new purpose. You want one?
How can I control them? I don't have that kind of...
It's all in the noose.
The news. This feels so wrong.
She pulls out.
No.
She pulls out a pair of rusty iron shears. Simple payment, if you're interested. Not gold. Can't take gold for 'em anymore. Just need a little blood, little hair.
No. I can't even think of this.
You sure, dearie?
Can I roll an insight to see if I can figure there's something deeper? Especially now she's asking for blood and hair.
You can probably try and work something out at this point, yeah.
Let's see. Come on. Oh.
No, the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. You don't like this, but...
No. I made a mistake coming over here.
She lowers the rusty iron shears out behind the counter.
Oh, I made the right mistake coming over here. I got to leave.
Goodbye! Do come again.
This right shivers down my spine. I'm not, Oh, God. I'm gonna head back to the restaurant and just go and drink a load of the worms up, because when it comes down to it, it might not be stronger. It's gonna have to do.
So at the restaurant, have they still been serving us food?
I hope so.
Yeah.
If I don't want to know how much we're gonna get charged for complimentary bread while he's been eating, and just food in general, because he hasn't stopped eating. He's just on autopilot, just snacking right now. It's like the last command he had was to have a little snack, and he's like, his brain's not really switched off. He's just like...
So yeah, unless you want to do anything about what they were doing in between that time.
Is there anything other than eating that Toya and Vason would be doing while Wol just stuffs everything vaguely edible in his mouth?
And some things not edible, like baskets.
How are you
Like at
still
one point,
eating?
like a Colwell puts a menu on the table and Wol just eats it. He's like,
Mason is going to snatch that out of Wol's hands. No. How are you still eating? This is like 12 baskets.
huh? It's like, what are you talking about?
This is like the 12 basket of bread on top of the meal.
He's living his best life. Leave him alone.
Like, okay, I should stop eating then. He's gonna go into his bag and pull out the sandwich that you slapped out of his hand before. And on that. Munch.
I've got to go. I've got to leave. Mason just full on just stands up. He says as much, and he just leaves. And like as he sort of pushes away from the table, one of the forks just full on just flies across the room from electricity, and he just gets outside to breathe. Because like he very much he doesn't want to upset Wol by losing his shit inside there, because he doesn't think that's going to be productive. Plus, he's still a bit pissed at Wol.
He angry at Wall still.
Very angry at Wol.
Very angry at Wall.
So he's just going to go outside and breathe.
As in a type of breathe that we should roll a dice to see how much damage and destruction you cause?
He's trying to not do that.
Are you blasting the giant spider off?
That might end up being what happens. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do a wisdom save, because there is something that Vason might do to calm himself down. Let me do a wisdom save if I can find my saves.
Fails does karaoke.
We're halfway there. We're like, what's Vason doing?
Stanza has redeemed a stretch.
Stretch.
Not quite a breathe, but
Close enough.
Oh,
It's a good substitute.
that's not as high as it needed to be, because I think that's a 5 on the die. Yeah, I think Vace is going to just leave and distract himself. He's going to go find that house with the Dragonborn in and be nosy.
okay. Do you just sort of knock at the door, or...?
No, he's going to walk his way there. If I bump into on the way out, so be it. But yeah, I'm going to make my way there.
Roll me a... both of you just roll me a straight d20. And Vason.
Right.
You do bump into as you walk across the upper level.
Oh, you haven't all left, have you? His toy is still back there. I need to ask something.
Toya's back there. I just needed to get out. And like, hold on, like when Vason turns to look at it's like eyes lightning. Like, I needed to get out of there before. I imagine for the same reason.
Slightly fearful look on instead.
So I'm going to take a look at what that Dragonborn was doing.
Okay.
You have a good afternoon?
Do the undead still have their souls? Is there anything part of them? Is there anything of them still in there?
Is he asking me, or is he talking to
I'm
Vason?
currently talking to Vason.
What fucking role would that be?
I am literally to the point of grabbing you
Arcana.
and asking you.
Oh
Toya's
god.
on wall sitting duty and probably doing.
Well, if you don't know, that's fine. I just need to. I'll ask Toya because
That's an 18 on the die.
You would know that it depends upon the way in which they were animated, and if gives you the details that he is asking about walkers, which is what we are calling them in this game.
Which I appreciate, thank you.
You would know that no, they do not have the original soul.
Not the original soul?
They have a spark of animation from the necromantic magic that flows in them that might allow them depending on the level of animation, might allow them the retention of some of the skills they had and languages they learnt, but no walker can talk. They might just be able to understand instructions, maybe, or
Yeah, I think Vason's just going to go. It depends on whether or not a soul is all that makes a person. Because while
that doesn't help anything. I don't know what that means. Look, when it comes down to it, look, that woman, she's bringing these walkers, then making them. Is that I'm so confused by this sort of things. Are they slaves? I mean, they're being forced to do something which they weren't. They should be laying down in the ground and. I don't know. I don't know what to think on this side of things. Is it the desecration or is it a use of resource? Do you know of any spell or magic-y things that require blood and hair? So that was all the payment they asked for as well, which. Oh.
specifically, I don't think Vason does. But Vason is just going to be like, there are some people who become undead willingly. Like, and in his mind, he's referencing the idea of a Draco Lich, which isn't quite the same as this.
Well, yeah, but even if they did willingly, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be for the sake of servitude.
How do I put this? I do not believe that there is ethical undead servitude.
Just I'm just trying to figure this out because either this is something I feel like I need to take care of, or it's something I just don't understand and I really don't know what to think.
Okay. The way I see it is the only way you could not be committing a horrific deed by doing that is if the people who are undead willed it as such on their death. But then again, all we know, somebody murdered them so that they could be turned into undead servants. Like, if you want to trash the place, I'm kind of up for it.
I need someone who knows more about this than I do because it seems off. Especially being asked for hair and blood, I don't know what that's for. That doesn't seem like it can be good.
With the 18, would I be able to make any understanding of that?
With the 18, I'll say that you know that certain types of magic can be enhanced with willing sacrifice of parts. Sympathetically bond, like sympathetic magic, can be done with willing sacrificed bits.
Yeah. I'll sort of relay that across as well.
So she's trying to get stronger. Oh, that can make things so much worse. What is it?
I think it's to tie you to the... Wait, that was what the price was?
The price was blood and hair. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that all feels like to me that... I mean, that... Could she be tried to get more power? In which case, if the power is getting people from death to living for being puppets and used, that could be. Look, I couldn't get a good read on her. I really couldn't figure her out. I didn't. But if it's along those lines, I don't know. This is why I wanted to talk to Toya or anyone who knew more on the magic-y side of things. Toya maybe to talk to their god who wants them to take care of all this undeath.
I think Toya would basically just walk in there and start trashing the shop. If I'm honest.
Might be true, but when it comes down to it, there might be a good reason behind it. I don't know what the gods think in this situation.
Let's go ask. I think like this whole conversation deflated the rage a little bit, and he's gonna like follow to the worm's gullet.
You head back inside and you find... Is Wall still eating, or is Wall stopped at this point?
Wall stopped and is having a little bit of a power nap on the table.
Toya, Zara, Nefira, and Nuri are just sort of sat around, watching Wall sleep, apparently.
He's eating
and
like
Ick is there too.
multiple times his own body weight. He's just like powering down for a little bit. He's just like, oh, I've eaten a lot. I'm gonna have a little bit of a...
I'm actually incredibly impressed by how much he just stuffed down his gob. It was really amazing.
I am surprised he still looks so thin, says Zara.
Yeah, but some people just have metabolism like that.
He ate 3 times his own body weight. He must have a metabolism of someone 3 times that size. That is impressive.
I know, right?
My theory is he's a living bug of holding. Personally,
I mean, I'd believe it.
It's either that or when it comes down to it, I've heard of some things which generate smarts and such from other planes. Maybe it's a magic-y thing. Keep
Could
it up, and that's why they can make such amazing items. Anyway, beyond that, Toya,
Yep.
I need to ask you something. about
Okay.
undeath. And
Right.
I won't tell you the reason why yet until we get the answers. Is that okay?
You notice Zara sort of starts reaching for a knife at the in their belt.
Nothing. There's nothing here. There's nothing around us.
She
You're not in
starts
danger.
reaching for the knife.
No, I know there's nothing here. I'd have smelled it by now. So, okay, sure. What's
right.
the question?
You talk to your god about these things, and your god has sent you to do this quest to take down the undead.
Yeah.
Are there
Okay.
souls trapped in there? Is there any part of them trapped in there?
Oh god, it kind of depends on how they're made. I mean, there are some undead. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed that there've been a couple undead situations where I'll leave it alone if it's existing peacefully. Because there are some creatures out there that manage to beat death, but not in the way that you would think. And then
Okay,
there. Okay.
that's good. That's good. That's good information. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can be peaceful death.
Yeah.
Death. I don't know.
Yeah, there can be peaceful undeath.
Is,
I mean,
oh god, I don't even know how to ask these things.
that's okay. Just ask, dude. You're not going to upset me. I'm happy to impart this information, I think.
If they're brought back
Uh-huh.
and they were used, as in they were made to do things, is that wrong?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right.
It's just another form of slavery.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I need to.
Why
I
are you
need to.
asking?
There is a place down below where where she is creating walkers.
I'm sorry,
That's what she called them. She takes corpses and makes walkers, which apparently obey, and you can buy them for blood and hair, and it seemed very wrong to me, and
She's selling them?
yeah, not too many people will go anywhere near. I
Well,
got told I had to see it.
that's good at least. People down here are completely stupid.
By the
Alright.
looks of things, they got rid of the slavery side, but
It's
that's
not
where
even
they've
just
taken up.
It's not even just the slavery side, but okay, you said she was asking for blood and hair? Something
Yeah.
like that. Something like that could be used as a binding spell, a way of tying these things that she's selling as slaves to you. But the thing is, if she's the summoner or someone else is the summoner, they'll still have a level of control. If these things got out, Jesus. Urgh. Looks like I've got work to do. Sorry, guys. I know I said I was going to help you guys out, but I have to deal with this. This is not something... I know that Wool doesn't like this, but they're sleeping right now. Just don't wake them up. I don't want to upset them, but this is something I have to do. This is not something I can skip over for their sensibilities.
Honestly, I'm in the mood. Let's
I'll
go
come
fuck up
with
some
you.
undead.
Okay,
I saw this and ran away. I've got to come back and correct that.
A
Told
voice
to get rest.
just echoes in the back of your head, Toya. Obey the natural flow, life to death.
I know. I'm getting to it.
Good.
Good.
I just saw
Don't
the
be-
feminine, it's just like an odd little thing in the back of your voice. Is just, okay, I just wanted to double check.
Don't be a dick. I'm doing my job, okay? Jeez. You guys ever have a boss who's just like a total nag? Oh my god. This guy.
Technically, yes. It was
Yeah,
very
okay, that
mental.
was...
I guess.
That-
Kinda.
Be
That was a
careful
little-
who you speak to like this.
Oh, honey, you've known me for years now. You know what I'm like.
That's why they're warning you, I reckon.
Probably, honestly. The fact that I haven't been, like, smote at this point is a miracle in and of itself, as far as I'm concerned. But considering I'm, like, the last of my clan, who the hell else is he's gonna ask to do this? So, you know, he's kind of stuck with me.
You aren't my only follower.
Yeah, but I'm the only one who's willing to do this, so...
I have many.
Know. Yeah, but are they as good at it as I am?
You are very good at it.
That's what I thought. Besides, we have good conversations.
Hearing half of this conversation is this seems a bit odd. Is this normally how communication with the... Did I talk in my sleep last night?
It depends on the deity you're dealing with. Honestly, I think my dude just gets kind of bored sometimes. And, I mean, he's not rude the majority of the time, so I don't mind responding. You know?
Alright.
He's a cool enough guy. He's just sometimes it's like, I know how to do my job. I don't need your reminder. But it's like... I don't know, maybe he forgets that I know what I'm doing? I don't know.
Oh, he's just like a seagull manager. Like, he flies by, shits all over you, and then disappears.
No, because, I mean, that's a little worse. I mean, I can tolerate this guy. You know, he gave me purpose. I've got to give him props for that. Anyway, yeah, so we need to go deal with this. So, how do you guys feel like destroying a whole bunch of undead things and killing a bitch?
Well, I think it sounds about right now.
That sounds cathartic.
I'll guide you down.
I know,
straight
right?
away.
Ooh, hold on. You don't mind if they help me, right?
I care that the natural order is maintained.
Yeah, we'll do that. Don't even worry about it. But, should I kill the bitch, too? For summoning them in the first place?
That is on you.
I'll do it just to save you the trouble. Alright, we're killing the bitch, too. I'm assuming it's a bitch. I'm pretty sure you said she, so... I hope
Well, it is a she. I don't know whether she's a female dog in disguise.
That is not what I mean, but you are very clever, and I love you for it. Let's go kill a bitch.
Don't get given that compliment too often.
Ick agrees to stay with Wol, assuming you're not waking him up and bringing him with you.
No, we're gonna let him sleep. He had a really good meal. I mean, unless Goat wants him to be awake and help with this.
I can wake him up.
Toya's, part of it is he ate a lot, and part of it is Toya doesn't want him to stop her like he has with every other attempted murder.
Ick will just like quietly push the chair out of the worm's gullet. Like, not necessarily waking him up unless he wakes up as they move.
That works. Because it's just like, it's like, you know, I don't mind when he stops me killing other guys, but this is like an actual kind of God-given job. I can't not murder this bitch, so... It's like, I appreciate you all, and I respect your beliefs, but there's a line I've got to draw, sorry.
And as you head down to Dead Man's Corner for a confrontation with the owner and the stock,
primarily the stock.
We will end it here. We'll be back next time for some interesting stuff to happen, I'm sure.